Hey, what's up YouTube? Donovan the Smartphone Guy coming back at you with another video, and tonight I am very excited to bring to you my first impressions video of a phone that is my most anticipated flagship device so far of 2017, and that is the HTC U11. So just in comparison, these are some of the flagship devices that I've been using so far this year. So the LG G6, the Samsung Galaxy S8, and the Xiaomi Mi 6. So I'll be doing some comparisons of the U11 to all of those devices. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for some of those videos where we do some comparisons. So with that being said, let's talk about why I'm so excited for the U11, and here are some of the features. Go ahead and pause the video now if you'd like to take a closer look at any of those features, but a couple of them that I want to highlight for real quick would be the 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of onboard storage. We have a quad HD display that's 5.5 inch, Snapdragon 835 processor. A couple of things that they really feature that are different from other phones, that would be the Edge Sense, which is a new feature. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. We have 3D audio recording because there are 4 microphones on this device. We have the HTC Boom Sound, which is pretty standard with HTC. A little bit of an upgrade from the HTC 10. In terms of the boom sound, we have the HTC U Sonic headphones that it comes with that are active noise cancellation, and we have IP67 water resistance, whereas these two devices, it's going off, these two devices have IP68 certification. So these you can literally go swimming with, the S8 and the G6, whereas with the U11, it is water resistant, but you probably don't want to go swimming with it. And it keeps going off because apparently Twitter is going nuts tonight. So I've had this device in hand since 8 o'clock this morning, or I should say yesterday morning, because it's almost 2 a.m. And I've been trying to film this video for quite a while now. But with that being said, battery life so far seems quite promising. I'm at 13% after a day of a lot of usage. So that is what this phone has to offer. So this is what you get in the package. You get the Type-C headphones. These are the U-Sonic headphones that have active noise cancellation. So you can see they have a couple of microphones on there that are going to bring in outside noise to cancel it out for you. And then we have our Type-C charging brick here. Sorry, our Qualcomm Fast Charge 3.0 charging brick. Type-C cable, there we go, Type-C cable, and then we do have a couple of extra earpieces, and then we do have a case as well that comes with it, so it's nice that they include that with it. But one thing I will say about that case is that it's definitely not very thick and not one that I personally want to use very long with the device, because I'd rather have something with a little bit more protection for my $650 investment. So whoops, get rid of that. And yeah, so with that being said, I did want to mention one of the weaknesses so far that I've found with this device. So there's no headphone jack. Of course, for a lot of people, that's going to be a negative. But then also trying to find accessories for the U11 has proven to be quite difficult. So I will be doing reviews of the accessories that I've picked up so far, some cases and screen protectors, and kind of give you guys an idea of what I think works best for this phone. But with that being said, let's take a look at the device itself. So we have that Quad HD display, which you can kind of already see. I've kind of had that up there for a while now, but that looks very nice. It does get quite bright. So even in the brightest of days, like today was very bright outside, and I had it out and had no problem seeing it once I had the screen turned all the way up. But we'll go ahead and take a look around the device. Got some microphones there. They got the speaker on the bottom. Some antenna bands. On the top, we have another microphone. We have our SIM tray there. Camera. You can see that it's definitely a fingerprint magnet. Also nice for selfies, I guess, or whatever. Rear firing selfies, because you can see yourself there. But yeah, so we have our power button and volume rocker on that side. But overall, just a really nice one-handed. I think you might have to do a little bit of hand gymnastics to get to the top of that screen, but my hands are not particularly huge. But yeah, overall, I really like the design of this phone. I actually really like it. I just we'll definitely be putting a case on it because I can't stand all those fingerprints. So anyways, with that being said, we have HTC Sense on here, and it is running, where's it at? Android 7.1.1, and right now we have the April 1st security patch on there. So with that being said, I really do like some of the features baked into Sense UI. Now, it's not a perfect, you know, not a perfect skin, and I don't think any skin on top of Android is perfect, but it does offer a lot of features. So one of those, of course, being Edge Sense, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. We have some display gestures, so if you want to check out some of those, let me know. So we have some navigation display options there. We have media gestures, we have some power button gestures, and we have motion launch gestures as well. So a few things baked in there for quicker access to certain things. We have, of course, HD boom sound. Excuse me. We can just change that between theater mode and music mode there. And we can adjust our Usonic headphones. So that's just going to tune them to your ears. And where's it at? There's one other thing I want to mention here. That might be it. So let's go ahead and just show you how those two features work that I mentioned. So the Edge Sense. So first of all, you can customize this to be whatever you want. I have it, a short squeeze will turn on the camera, as you can see. And if I did another squeeze, it would turn on, or it would actually take a picture. Pretty cool. And I have the longer squeeze customized so that it's going to, whoops, I didn't do the long squeeze. I said it, but I didn't actually do it. So then a longer squeeze will turn on my flashlight. So that's what I have it set to. Of course, you can change that to whatever you want if you were to pick up this device. So I really like that feature. It might seem gimmicky to some people, but I actually really like it so far. I think it works really well. So yeah, I will say that I do like Sense UI, but I will probably run Nova Launcher on here eventually. So it does come with Sense Companion, which basically is Google Assistant. So I don't know that I will be using that, but I'll at least give it a try just for the review purposes. And then we do also have on the left-hand side blink feed, and you can change that if you want. You can get rid of it if you want. I will definitely be getting rid of it eventually, but it's there, and if you want it, you can have it. So with that being said, I'm a fan of Sense UI, and I do like some of the things they baked into the HTC U11. So camera-wise, I got to say that this phone deserves the praise that it's gotten so far. Camera quality seems very good. I'll be doing some more looking at the camera and comparing it to some of those other flagship devices. But so far, camera quality seems very good. Now I'll go ahead and throw up some of these pictures at the end of the video as well, so you can see some of the pictures that it's done. But a couple of the things I wanted to feature before we get to that would be, where's it at? Okay, so I just love that picture. I just wanted to kind of point it out so that when you see it later on, you can just see the details. But the details in these flowers is just great. And then the fact that it kind of bokehs out everything around it just looks great. It looks like a DSLR. And then the other thing I want to mention is the stabilization. This has optical image stabilization. And this is me walking just down a path. Notice how smooth that is. And, you know, if you're walking with a camera, it gets really bouncy, and I'm not using a gimbal or anything. This is just me walking around, and it doesn't seem to have any kind of focus issues there at all. But yeah, video quality I feel like is going to be very good, and I'm going to try to be using this as my, oops, I held the home button there for too long. But I'm going to be trying to use this as my main camera for a while. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll kind of give you some feedback on that as well. So with that being said, the last thing, I keep holding the home button for too long. Well, that works really well. Not sure what I'm doing there. Google Assistant, man, that thing is just being a pain in the butt. All right, so anyways, the last thing I want to do in this video before we get to the pictures that I mentioned is we're going to go ahead and take a listen to the boom sound speakers. So this is the Mi 6, same dual speaker setup as this phone right here, the HTC U11. So we're just going to do a quick comparison of the speaker quality, and we're going to listen to the same song on YouTube. So here we go. There's one. Turning my microphone around. All right, so as you can tell, definitely without a doubt, the boom sound speakers on the HTC U11 are louder. I don't know that I would say they're necessarily any clearer, but definitely louder than those at least on the Mi 6. So I don't have the Axon 7, unfortunately, to compare it to, but it does seem like they're pretty comparable to those speakers. So definitely check out some other videos, because I think that they might, someone's going to do a comparison of the two speakers, because that is pretty good. So I want to talk about real quick some of the negatives that I already mentioned, but the headphone jack missing, that would be maybe a negative for some people. The second thing is the lack of accessories, but I did want to mention a third one that I haven't talked about yet, and that is RAM management. So far, I would say RAM management hasn't seemed to be all that phenomenal. So this has 4 gigs of RAM. So notice that it does take a little bit of time to jump back into certain apps. So that one happened really fast. Let's go into one that I opened a little while ago. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. But so far, I would say RAM management seems to me to be a little bit less than stellar. It hasn't been terrible, but the load times for some of these previously used apps just seems to be a little bit slower than on other devices that I've used. And I'm kind of maybe comparing that maybe too much to this phone that I was using previously, because this phone has 6 gigs of RAM and it seems to just fly right into previously used apps right away. So anyways, that would be maybe just one other negative. So I'll be exploring that a little bit more, and part of that might be because my battery is so stinking low at the moment. But anyways, with that being said, that is my first impressions of the HTC U11. It is a phenomenal device so far. Lots and lots of positives and maybe just a couple of small negatives. So thanks for watching. I will be doing some more videos on this in the future, so stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.